Hi folks, I thought I would just do a little bit of a demo to show what the content management system is as we're preparing to switch everybody over to using Chameleon, which is actually part of the content management system. I thought it'd be useful to just go over kind of the basics of what the content management system is, and then in another video I can go over some of the more Chameleon specific aspects of the content management system, or the CMS. But here in this video, I'm just going to go through kind of the basics of the CMS and what it looks like on specifically for English in the United States. So here you can see this is the CMS. It might be a little overwhelming at first, but I'll just go over some of the basic components here. So if we go over to the left side of the content management system, and you might get a little, you can see I'm logged in through my Khan Academy email address. You might be prompted to log in when you get your CMS access, and you can probably do that through Google. But it will already have your language tree up, so you shouldn't have to change anything here. It should say your language right up here. So for me, it automatically populated English, and you can see below it, this is what the English topic tree looks like. So if I click into the math domain, I'll get all of the subjects that exist in math and English. And you can just click this little arrow to show the things that live under a topic or a subject. So I can hide everything under early math, hide everything under kindergarten. And let's say I'm just interested in seeing what content we have under arithmetic. I could click this little arrow and it'll show me all of the topics that exist under the arithmetic subject. So I could click into addition and subtraction, for example, and it would show me all of the tutorials that exist under addition and subtraction. And I could click into one of those tutorials and it'll show me the individual content pieces that live in the tutorial basic addition and subtraction. So here we have what looks like a video. You can see because it has this little video icon next to it called Basic Addition. And if I click on that, the video information will populate here. And then we have an exercise called Add Within 5, and that information will populate here. So that's all this left bar is. It's just a way to navigate through the topic tree for your language and access the individual content items there. So I'm not actually doing anything now. I'm just basically viewing anything. I haven't actually made any changes. Here we have the edit controls where you can actually make changes to content, to the data about content, and edit the tree itself. So you see for the English tree, I could delete this topic, for example. I'm not going to do that. Here you'll see the description for the piece of content. So if I wanted to, I could go through and delete the word beyond. And you can see it takes a few seconds to actually save the changes that I am making, but I probably don't really want this change to go out to users. So I'm not publishing this change. Nothing I'm doing in the CMS actually goes into effect until I go to the review and publish page. So I don't want to make the change that I just made. So I'm just going to go back and retype the word beyond, and nothing will happen because I didn't publish the change. And you'll never really have to muck around with any of this metadata. I'm just kind of showing how the CMS works. A lot of this stuff is just things that aren't really relevant to advocates. Like, for example, you'll never have to mess around with this curation data. And yeah, a lot of this is going to be irrelevant. One of the things that might be useful, though, is this little preview function. So you can actually see what a tutorial looks like by looking in this preview. And if I click on a different topic, it'll show me what the preview for the homepage for that topic will look like. But again, I haven't made any changes. Nothing I do right now will go into effect until I click review and publish. Why don't I toggle over to one of these local trees. And I have this locale selector here because I need to make changes to all of the different topic trees. But for all of you, you'll only see your language, and you won't be able to toggle between languages. You'll just have access to your individual language. So when I toggle, I'm toggling right now to European Portuguese. And this locale selector here, I'm calling this little dropdown the locale selector. This is the only component of Chameleon that has been added to the CMS. Everything else that you see in the CMS has been around for several years, and we've just been using it to change the English tree. But basically everything else that you see, other than this locale selector, is not part of Chameleon. The only thing that Chameleon added was this little locale selector dropdown, and it seems like a small change, but actually it's just kind of the tip of the iceberg, and it represents a huge re-architecting of our entire infrastructure. So this is the only little tool that changed in the CMS, but it represents a huge shift in what the capabilities of the CMS are. And you can see now I've toggled to my local European Portuguese tree, and this is very, very different from what the English topic tree looks like, and we'll get a little bit more into that in the next video.